Welcome in to the Moving to Norfolk podcast, where we're giving you your Hampton Roads real estate update for June 7th, 2023. Everything that we'll be talking about today in this update will be all about transactions that have been updated and closed or updated and listed as new and everything in between on June 6th. So you're getting real-time data from what we're seeing around the 757 and Hampton Roads and all its surrounding 7 cities. So we're going to kick it off today, kicking it off in Suffolk, Virginia. There was actually 31 different transactions that took place yesterday. We're going to start with the withdrawals. In the withdrawal section of Suffolk, Virginia, there was four withdrawals yesterday that came off the marketplace. Out of those four withdrawals, one was on the market for 104 days, and the lowest was actually on the market 61 days. Why is that important to note? Is because those homes more likely will be coming back on the market. Two of them was actually new construction homes, so more likely they're just not ready to be built directly right now, and they're looking for buyers to actually purchase the building rights to the home, and then they more likely will come back on the market. Two others were actually older modeled homes for resale, but something may have been going wrong with one of those, and one was actually in Sleepy Hole neighborhood, which is kind of surprising that it actually withdrew itself after 61 days, but we'll more likely see those come back on the market here. So not anything major to be worried about, but 61 days sitting on the market, not having an offer, or maybe even did have an offer. I didn't go that far in the details, but if it did have an offer, something must not have worked out with the deal at that point in time too. That's all hypothetical right here. But that is one of those things where sometimes these homes are not priced right with the market, and the market will always dictate to you and the buyer or the seller exactly what is going to need to be offered to close the deal, or it's just out of a price range, which just don't make sense for the open marketplace. So let's talk about the new listings that's going on in Suffolk, Virginia right now. We actually had 9 new listings, 7 new constructions, actually out of these 9 listings, and 2 for resale, okay? And then we saw 3 price reductions take place yesterday. The biggest price reduction that we saw was for 3.23%, which is actually moving it from $329,900, the original list price, down to $309,900. And we saw 8 active listings go to pending status yesterday. Now, what pending status means is that the preliminary contingencies, whether that's the POA, HOA, condo documents, have already been delivered and honored. There may be a physical inspection, a property inspection of the home, and that has been actually removed as a contingency as well, because the buyer may have accepted the property inspection. And then that may even be the appraisal guarantee inspection has probably already passed through as well now, and it's all about funding the loan. So these statuses send them into actual, at this point in time, pending status, waiting for the loan to be funded or waiting for the transaction to close. And we had 8 active go to pending yesterday. And the highest active pending that we had yesterday was at $610,000 in Suffolk, and the lowest was $290,000. And we had 6 transactions closed yesterday or record in Suffolk yesterday as well. And those 6 sold, the highest was $547,500, and that lowest was $108,000. Okay, so that's our Suffolk update. Let's move on over to Norfolk, which is this the name of the channel, Moving to Norfolk. So let's get into it. 42 transactions was recorded yesterday over in Norfolk as well. We had 1 withdrawal, and it was on the market for 55 days. Remember what I said. There's various cases of why a home may withdraw off the market. It doesn't even necessarily mean that there was anything wrong with the home or anything of that sort. It could have just been terms wasn't negotiated the correct way. Things may have happened where it just didn't work out for the best benefit of the seller, and it may not worked out for the details of a buyer if a buyer did present an offer to the home. Okay, so let's talk about new listings that popped up in Norfolk. Okay, we had 12 new listings pop up in Norfolk, and all of them are resale listings. Okay, so that means that someone has already had a previous owner in these homes, and all 12 are actually new resale listings. We had 3 reductions that took place in Norfolk yesterday, and the biggest reduction was a 5.97% reduction, which was $1.1 million down to $1.3 $30,000 down to $1 million. So $1.03 million. Okay. And one of the other biggest price reductions by percentage was 6.82%. And that was for $389,900 down to $365,000. Okay. So now we had 11 active and go to pending. And out of those 11 actives, the highest was $689,000 and the lowest was $209,000. And then that 12 sold that we saw in the marketplace yesterday was for the highest was $765,000. And there was the lowest was $59,485. Okay. So on this $765,000 home, that actual list price was for $739,000. That's 103.5% sold to list price ratio on this home. Okay. And then on that lowest, it received full price value of $59,485. Now, when it comes over to Chesapeake, we moving over there. We had 53 transactions take place, updated statuses in the marketplace yesterday. The withdrawal that we saw in the marketplace over in Chesapeake was only on the market for 4 days. That's why I can't say, listen, sometimes it's just not about, not receiving an offer, terms, or anything. That's what it could be. It could be a change of the mind of the seller from even wanting to list their home in the marketplace. So keep that in mind as well too. But we are seeing withdrawals happen, but they're not rampant, and we're not seeing people still not buying homes as the status keeps on showing. So in Chesapeake, we had 13 new listings come on the marketplace on yesterday, and 3 of them was new construction, and 10 of them was for direct resale. Okay, then 3 reductions was in the marketplace. We saw the highest reduction come from $519,995 to $499,900. And we seen 2 homes that was actually in under contract come back on the market yesterday, okay, over in Chesapeake. And the highest one that came up was $315,000, and the lowest was $170,000. Now, when a listing comes back on the market, there could be any reasons why, varying ranges of reasons why. Without talking to the agents directly, we don't really know the reason why it came back on the market. But typically, some of the reasons that we find is that if it was in a homeowners association, maybe the HOA documents that came and played for the buyer with some things that they just couldn't, they didn't agree with, and so they was able to, walk away from the deal. The home inspections, contingencies, they may have been something in the home inspection where they just couldn't live with, and maybe the seller wasn't willing to do any repairs or anything of that sort to help out, compensate the buyer for the things that they may have to repair. And that could be a reason why the contingency has fell through. Or simply, it could be that the buyer could not actually fund the loan, or the health of their financial status may have changed in certain ways. It's a whole varying amount of reasons why a deal that was under contract can come back to market. So never just look at basically what's happening in the marketplace when you see things go back on the market as, yeah, homes are just overpriced or anything of that sort. There's a whole varying amount of reasons why. And this is why it's always specifically a reason why you want to talk to your agent. Understand that you're working with an agent who can actually keep you informed on those type of things as you go forward. Now, over in Chesapeake, though, we did have 2 price increases, and the largest price increase was $10,000. We saw it go from $225,000 to $235,000. Now, our active to pending listings that we had yesterday was 17 active to pending status yesterday, and the highest pending that come on the market yesterday was $1.225 million. So that's $1,225,000. And then the lowest was $210,000 as well too. And we had 13 sold transactions close or record over in Chesapeake yesterday, and that was the highest was for $825,000, and the lowest was for $158,000 as well too. Now, over in Virginia Beach, we saw 68 transactions have updated statuses as well yesterday too. We had 4 withdrawals. The highest withdrawal on the market was 151 days, and then the lowest was for 19 days as well too. Now, over there as well, we had 11 new transactions come on the market, so 11 new listings. 1 of them was new construction, and then 10 was up for direct resale. We had 2 coming back on the market, And the highest one that came back on the market was for $439,900, and the lowest was $182,900. Okay. Then we had two price reductions over in Virginia Beach. The highest one that we saw was a $5,000 reduction from $439,500 to $434,500. Now, we also had two price increases as well. We had the highest price increase of $9,000 over in Virginia Beach, it went from $340,000 to $349,000. Now, over in Virginia Beach, 29 of those transactions out of 68 went from active to pending. Okay. So we had a highest active pending status change from $2,095,000. Okay. So I'm sorry, $2,095,000. Okay. So, and then we actually had the lowest be $210,000 as well too. And then we had 18 sold transactions. So 18 transactions recorded as sold yesterday. And the highest was $1.2 million. And then the other one was $140,000 as well too. Now over in Portsmouth, we had 20 transactions record updated statuses yesterday. And 3 of those was all resale. Now, 3 new transactions was all resale. We had no withdrawals over in Portsmouth. We had 1 reduction in price from $230,000 to $215,844. And then we had 7 active to pending status yesterday. The highest was at $599,900, and the lowest was at $150,000. So when we talk about sold transactions, we had 6 sold transactions over in Portsmouth, and the highest was for $340,000, and the lowest was for $176,000 as well too. Now over in Hampton, we actually had Hampton, Virginia. So now we're on the peninsula side of Virginia. We covered the whole south side, so now we're on the peninsula side of Hampton Roads. And over in Hampton, Virginia, we had 25 updated recorded transaction statuses changed. So we had a withdrawal on the marketplace yesterday for 104 days on the market. But then we actually had 10 new transactions come on the market too. So 10 new active listings, and all of them are up for resale. And we actually had 1 reduction in the marketplace as well, from $200,000 to $180,000. Now, this out of those 25 transactions, 5 of them went from active to pending, and we had one for $439,900 over to down to the lowest has been at $79,900. Okay, now we actually had 6 solds in the marketplace as well too that recorded as sold. The highest over in Hampton yesterday was $600,000, and the lowest was at $162,900. Okay, so we'll head over to Newport News and give you the updated statuses over there. There was no withdrawals in Newport News yesterday, and we had 3 new listings come on the market. All of them are up for resale. No new construction. We had 2 price reductions, one at 16.67% and the other at 3.03%. Now that price reduction for 3.03% was at $850,000 to $825,000, so $25,000 price reduction. And then we had a $25,100. No, $25,100. I don't know why I said 10. $25,100 from $175 to $149,900. Okay. Then we actually had 6 active to pending listings come on the marketplace yesterday. So the highest pending yesterday was at $519,900, and then the lowest was at $62,500 as well too. And we actually had 8 pending the solds, which was at the highest was at $375,000, and the lowest was at $211,000. So that is our Hampton Roads update. I try to keep this within 15 minutes, man, and just get in here and give you the update of what's going on in the marketplace, so that way you can understand what's really happening in Hampton Roads. Later on today, we will have our neighborhood tour released at 4:30 today. I believe this one is going to be on River Highlands. I can't remember exactly which one we actually have coming up, but we do have an actual new neighborhood tour that we'll be releasing today at 4:30, and that will actually be based on the community of Burbridge Grant. That's going to be a good one. I think that's going to be a good one as well, too. So check that out this afternoon. Let us know what you think. If you have questions, you have concerns, you have comments, definitely leave them down here in the comment section down here for us below. If you ever want to just reach out to our team and have a conversation about things that you may be thinking, whether you're moving in 2 weeks or 120 days to Hampton Roads, or even leaving Hampton Roads, we're available to help you list, or we're available to help you buy. You can always just reach out to our team at any time that you want. So feel free to give us a call, shoot us a text. You can even hit us with an email, or you can book that video call that we love to have with each and every one of you each and every day. We're going to always be here for you. My name is Craig Houston with the Moving to Norfolk team. I want y'all to have a good day. And this has been your Hampton Roads real estate update for June 7th, 2023. We'll catch you in the next video. Y'all stay safe. Peace.